Listen, your voice is either building your future or burning your chances. In the next hour, you will learn one ruthless truth. Leaders aren't born with a voice, they train one. This is How to Talk Like a Leader, a practical, repeat until it sticks program to speak with clarity, command, and consequence. No fluff, no excuses. Do this and people will follow. Ignore it and you will be ignored. Now, listen, practice, act. Chapter 1. Own the air. Begin before you speak. Listen, your first words set the world for everything that follows. Pause, then deliver. You have a choice. Speak from reaction or speak from intention. That choice decides whether people follow you or forget you. Start here, the pause. Not hesitation, not weakness, a tool, a signal. Hold 1.5 to 2 seconds before you answer. Long enough for people to notice, short enough to keep momentum. That half-breath of silence tells the room you are not rushed. It tells them you decide the pace. CEOs do this. Leaders do this. You can do this too. You have a choice. Why the pause works? Because people fill silence with respect. Because speech without thought is noise. Because the pause forces your brain to choose the words that move things forward. That's the key. When you pause, you are not stalling, you are gathering authority. Now the mechanics. Your words are delivered by a body and by breath. Posture is not decoration, it is the blueprint for your voice. Stand or sit with weight centered, feet grounded, chest open, shoulders back. Keep your chin level. Body first, breath next, words last. Breath is the engine. A shallow breath makes a thin voice. A deep breath makes a voice that lands. Breathe low, breathe slow, breathe from the diaphragm. Count in 4, hold 1, release 5. Do that once before you speak. Anchor that breath to an intention. Anchor that intention to an anchor word. Anchor word? A single syllable that resets you. Mine is clear. Yours can be now, set, go. Say it silently, feel it settle, then speak. Body first, breath next, words last. You have a choice. Here is the 3-step pre-speech routine. Do it before every important line. Do it until it becomes automatic. Feet, ground your stance. 2 seconds to feel solid. Breath, 1 deep, measured inhale. Count it, let it fill you. Anchor word, lock your focus, and then start. Practice that 3-step ritual until you can do it in a hallway, until you can do it in a call, until it is muscle, not thought. It's not about charisma, it's about discipline. It's not about being loud, it's about being clear. You don't need their permission to claim space. Real example. A manager walked into a frantic client call. Voices overlapped, people shouted fixes. The manager waited 2 seconds. Then she spoke. We stop the run, Dev pulls the rollback, Ops monitors for 10 minutes. Short, commanding, precise. The room stopped arguing. The team did the rollback. The client calmed. The manager did not explain her feelings, she set the next action. Pause, then deliver. You can do the same. You have a choice. Lead the start. The opening line matters more than the rest. It frames decisions, tone, and tempo. Compare these 2 openings. Can we start at 9? Tentative, invites negotiation, weakens the schedule. We start at 9. Decisive, sets the default, invites action. Say the first, lead the start. You will notice a change. People respond to clarity. People follow a clear start. This chapter is a training ground, not theory, not philosophy, practice. Do the pause drill every day for a week. Sit in a quiet place. Ask a friend a question. Wait 1.5 to 2 seconds before answering. Notice the shift. Then move it to meetings. Then move it into tough conversations. You will feel awkward at first. Good. Awkwardness is the sound of new habits being welded to your bones.
Now, the speaking checklist you can use in any moment. Pause for 1.5 to 2 seconds. Place your feet. Feel the ground. Take one deep diaphragmatic breath. Silently say your anchor word. Speak one clean sentence. End. Pause. Let it land. Repeat these steps until they become a reflex. Repeat them until conversation stops hijacking you. Repeat them until you decide the tempo. Remember the hard truths. You have a choice. You can keep reacting, or you can begin before you speak. That's the key. You don't need their permission to lead a conversation. You don't need applause to set a boundary. It's not about being liked, it's about discipline. Do the 1-week test. For 7 days, open every meeting with a command. Use short lines. Use dates and owners. Example, we launch Monday. Design owns the assets. QA signs off Friday. That is how decisions are made. That is how momentum is forced. You will feel resistance. Expect it. Push anyway. You have a choice. This chapter is not soft. It is practical. It is a muscle plan. It gives you what to do next. Pause, then deliver. Body first, breath next, words last. Lead the start. You mastered the first step, control the air. You built the habit of starting with intention. Now escalate the discipline. You mastered the pause. Now let's sharpen what you say.
Chapter 2. Say less, mean more. Listen, most people think more words equal more thinking. They are wrong. You have a choice. Keep talking and confuse people, or cut the noise and command action. Short wins. The problem is simple. Verbosity hides indecision. Long sentences hide weak decisions. Meetings fill with talking because no one is willing to decide. Emails ramble because writers are afraid to be wrong. That hesitancy kills momentum. That's the key. You have a choice. Leaders compress. Leaders reduce long arguments into single, decisive directives. 7 to 12 words. Clear, anchored, actionable. That is the goal. Short wins. Start with honesty. Ask yourself, what do I want the other person to do after this sentence? If you can't answer in one line, you are not ready to speak. If you can, then speak that line first. You have a choice. The skill is editing aloud. Say your sentence, hear the extra. Cut the filler, cut the clauses that explain your insecurity. Replace, I think we might consider with, we will do X. Trim, test, send. Live rewrite exercise. Read it out loud and do this now. 2-sentence version. Rambling. Hey team, I was thinking that maybe we should try to push the new feature next month if the QA team can possibly finish testing, because I don't want to rush them but also don't want to miss the quarter. Condensed leader version. 1 sentence. Ship the feature next month, QA signs off by Friday. Hear the difference. 1 invites excuses. 1 forces a plan. Short wins. Trim, test, send. Practice that exercise every day. Take 1 paragraph you wrote, say it out loud, edit it down until the core action remains. Stop when the sentence hits. That is the discipline. It is not about sounding clever. It's not about being liked. It's about being clear. It's not about complexity. It's about discipline. Now, the tool you must use. A 3-word command template. Not literally 3 words, 3 parts. Action, who, when. Action, who, when. Say it like this. Ship feature, dev, Friday. No adjectives, no hedges, no conditions. That template stops the mental gymnastics. It creates accountability. It forces ownership. You have a choice. Use the template in every status update. Use it in every meeting close. Use it in every email subject line. Decision, marketing, Tuesday. Budget approved, CFO, June 1st. Watch how people react. Short wins. Behavioral instructions. Do these things now. Time box your speaking. Limit explanations to 30 seconds. When you start a point, set a timer mentally. Stop at 30 seconds. Force yourself to give the command first, then add context if asked. You have a choice. Trim, test, send. Edit in 3 passes. First pass, remove hedges like I think, maybe, probably. Second pass, remove clauses that aren't required for action. Third pass, convert to action, who, when. That's the key. Use subject lines as commands. Email subject line equals directive. Don't write update on launch. Write launch date set. Design delivers assets Friday. Short wins. Real-world examples. A product lead sent a 400-word launch email. Nobody acted. The email was full of possibilities. The lead rewrote it to a 3-part line. Launch, product, September 15th. The team aligned, the project shipped, momentum returned. That is not luck. That is discipline. You have a choice. Common objections you will hear and how to answer them. They'll think I'm rude. Rude is different from decisive. You don't need their permission to set a plan. You have a choice. That's the key. What if I'm wrong? If you're wrong, correct it fast. Leaders change course with the same brevity they start with. We change to X. Owner, date. Own it. Fix it. Move. You don't need their permission to be accountable. It's complicated. Then break it into multiple short commands. Not one long sentence, multiple clear steps. Action, who, when. Short wins. Drills to build this muscle. Do them daily. Morning edit drill. Take an email or message, reduce it to the template. Action, who, when. Say it out loud, send it. Repeat. Meeting opener drill. Start every meeting with a 1-sentence agenda command. We will decide X, owner Y, deadline Z. Short wins. Conversation stopwatch. Speak for 30 seconds, stop. Ask if action is clear. If not, rephrase, trim, test, send. Measure impact. Track 3 numbers for 1 week. Decisions made, follow-ups required, time spent in meetings. If decisions made go up and follow-ups go down, you are improving. That's the key. You have a choice. Language traps to eliminate today. Can we? Should we? Maybe? I think. Replace them with action language. Practice phrases, we will, do, deliver by. Repeat them until they become reflex. You don't need their permission to decide. Remember the mindset. Clarity is not arrogance. Clarity is service. When you make the call, you reduce ambiguity for everyone. That creates speed. That creates trust. It's not about being perfect. It's about being decisive. It's not about complexity. It's about discipline. Now the tool you must use. A 3-word command template. Not literally 3 words. 3 parts. Action, who, when. Say it like this. Ship feature, dev, Friday. No adjectives, no hedges, no conditions. That template stops the mental gymnastics. It creates accountability. It forces ownership. You have a choice. Use the template in every status update. Use it in every meeting close. Use it in every email subject line. Decision, marketing, Tuesday. Budget approved, CFO, June 1st. Watch how people react. Short wins. Remember the mindset. Clarity is not arrogance. Clarity is service. When you make the call, you reduce ambiguity for everyone. That creates speed. That creates trust. It's not about being perfect. It's about being decisive. It's not about knowledge. It's about discipline. Now the final test. For 7 days, apply the 3-word command template to everything you send and everything you say that matters. Reduce every important communication to action, owner, date. Log the results. Expect discomfort. Expect pushback. That is normal. Push anyway. You have a choice. This chapter taught you to squeeze words until only decisions remain. Short wins. Trim, test, send. Action, who, when. You have a choice. Use it.
Chapter 3. The Authority Tone. Use pitch, pause, power. Listen. Sound is your shortcut to influence. Voice is not random. It is a tool. You have a choice. Use it badly or use it deliberately. That's the key. Start with the science. Low pitch signals calm. Low pitch signals strength. Slow cadence signals thought. Rapid speech signals anxiety. Rapid speech costs perceived competence. It makes your decisions feel negotiable. That's the truth. You have a choice. Lower, slower, clear. Say it out loud. Make it a command for your mouth. Lower, slower, clear. How to lower your pitch safely. Do not force your voice. Forcing creates strain. Strain costs endurance. It's not about sounding deep for vanity. It's about sustainable power. It's not about the flaw of pretending. It's about the discipline of controlled resonance. You don't need their permission to own a healthy, strong voice. Practical vocal exercises. Do these first thing. 5 minutes total. No excuses. Diaphragmatic breathing. Lie down or sit. Place a hand on your belly. Breathe in for 4 counts. Let the belly push out. Hold 1. Release for 5. Do 5 rounds. This fills the reservoir for a lower tone. That's the key. Humming to lower pitch. Hum on a comfortable note for 10 seconds. Slide down 2 notes. Humming relaxes the vocal cords. Repeat 5 times. Lower, slower, clear. Yawn sigh. Fake a yawn. Let the back of the throat open. Exhale on a long sigh while saying, This opens resonance. Do 3 reps. You will feel more space. You will feel present. Practice every day. Lip trills. Blow air through closed lips while voicing simple scales. 1 minute. This warms the cords without strain. It's safe, it's effective. Practice every day. Record these exercises once. Play them back. Listen like a coach. Mark 1 change you can make tomorrow. That is your target. You have a choice. Now, cadence. Pace is your pacing for the room. Fast equals breathless. Slow equals deliberate. Slow does not mean boring. Slow means each sentence lands. Use micropauses to make points stick. Pattern. Say it, stop, let it land. Repeat the pattern with intention. Say it, stop, let it land. Demonstration lines. Read these with micropauses. Pause where indicated by the dot. We will release on Tuesday. Stop discussion. Decide now. Focus is non-negotiable. Design delivers Friday. Hear how the silence does the work. The pause forces attention. The pause creates perceived weight. That's the key. Practice the pattern in real speech. Anchor your main clause, then stop 1 to 2 seconds. Let listeners complete the meaning in their head. They will fill the gap with agreement. They will assume confidence. You have a choice. Tone is not just pitch and pause. It's volume control and clarity. Speak from the chest, not the throat. Enunciate the consonants. Vowels carry the warmth. Consonants give the edge. Short, declarative endings help. Keep sentences tight. Lower, slower, clear. Daily 5-minute ritual. Do this every morning before meetings. 1 minute diaphragmatic breathing. 1 minute humming plus slide down 2 notes. 1 minute lip trills or lip buzz. 1 minute read a paragraph aloud. Drop 1 pitch notch on the second run. 1 minute record and listen back. Mark 1 improvement. Practice every day. Repeat. Practice every day. Recording feedback loops. Use your phone. Record 60 seconds. Play it. Answer 3 questions. Is my pitch lower than my normal? Is my pace measured? Do pauses land? If you answer no to any, make 1 small change and record again. Improvement compounds. That's the key. How to apply the authority tone in real situations. 1. Meetings. Open with one authoritative sentence, pause, then outline action. Example, we decide now. Jordan owns rollout, Friday. The pause makes the first line gravity. You have a choice. Negotiations. Use lower pitch on the closing line. Deliver the price. Pause. Let them speak first. Silence extracts concessions. Say it, stop, let it land. Presentations. Start with a low, steady opening. 2 deep breaths. 1-line thesis. Pause. Begin the data. Your tone anchors belief. That's the key. Phone calls. Drop the pitch slightly when saying names or key decisions. Consonants matter. Keep the pace measured. Over-clarify fewer things. Let the pause do the rest. Troubleshooting. Common mistakes and fixes. Problem. You sound bored when you speak slowly. Fix. Add intention. Lower pitch and pick one word to emphasize. Pause before that word. Say it. Stop. Let it land. You have a choice. Problem. Lowering pitch causes strain. Fix. Back off. Use breath support. Do the lip trills. It's not about forcing, it's about technique. It's not about impressing others, it's about disciplined delivery. Problem. Pauses feel awkward. Fix. Start with visible pauses. Place your hand on the table as you pause. Anchor the silence to a small movement. Then remove the movement. Practice every day. Measure progress. Choose 3 simple metrics for 2 weeks. Interruptions per meeting. Less is better. Decisions made during meetings. More is better. Follow-up clarification emails. Fewer is better. Track them. If interruptions drop and decisions rise, your tone works. That's the key. You have a choice. Language cues to pair with tone. Use short verbs. Use ownership language. Replace I think with we will. Replace maybe with we do. You don't need their permission to set direction. Repeat it until you mean it. Final drill before you go into any important conversation. Do the 5-step mini ritual. Feet grounded. 1 deep breath diaphragmatic. Anchor words silently. Now, clear, go. Drop 1 pitch notch on your opening sentence. Deliver 1 short sentence. Pause, let it land. You have a choice. Use this ritual. Use your tone as an amplifier for your decisions. It's not about being loud. It's about being authentic and controlled. It's not about performance. It's about discipline. You practiced lowering pitch and using the pause. You learned to let silence work for you. You shaped your cadence into authority. Now hold what you say. Stand by it. That brings us to the next skill, how to protect trust and hold ground.
Chapter 4. Damage Control. How to say no, fix mistakes, and hold ground. Listen, crises are not the end. They are the test. You have a choice. Hide, blame, or own the moment. Own it. Fix it. Move. Leaders protect trust, fast, relentlessly, publicly when needed, privately always. Trust is fragile. It breaks from silence and excuses. That's the key. You do not rebuild trust by explaining. You rebuild it by acting. The first rule is simple. When you break something, admit it. Fast, clear, short. Then show the impact. Then state the action. That is your 3-line template. Use it every time. Admit. Say the mistake plainly. No hedges, no fingers. Impact. State what changed because of it. Be specific. Numbers if possible. Action. Tell what you will do next. Give timeline and owner. Say it like this in practice. Admit. We missed the release date. Impact. customers saw the bug and churned 2%. Action. We roll back tonight, ops leads, report at 10 a.m. Admit, impact, action. Own it, fix it, move. Why this works? Because people want truth. People want containment. They do not want spin. When you admit and act, you close the chaos. You create a path forward. That's the key. You have a choice. Now, the technique for saying no. There is power in refusal, not rude refusal, controlled refusal. Refuse without apology. Use I can't plus an alternative. That is the pattern. I can't is not weakness, it is clarity. It sets limits. It protects capacity. Example for a salary request. Bad. I'm sorry, but I can't give you that. Weak. Opens negotiation on your guilt. Strong. I can't approve that salary right now. I can offer a performance plan, 3-month targets, and review. No apology, no hemming, no permission asked. No, and here's what I will do. Example for scope push. Bad. I'm sorry, we might not be able to add that. Weak. Strong. I can't add scope to this sprint. I will schedule a scope review next Tuesday and propose a plan. No, and here's what I will do. Repeat it until it becomes muscle. No, and here's what I will do. Say it aloud daily. You have a choice. You will feel guilty. That is normal. Guilt is not leadership. Guilt is a cheap substitute for boundaries. It's not about being liked, it's about being effective. It's not about generosity, it's about discipline. It's not about flaw, it's about discipline. You don't need their permission to protect bandwidth. You don't need their permission to hold a boundary. Next, convert failures into commitments. Failure is only final when you hide it. Turn every failure into a public timeline and a private follow-through. Public timelines force accountability. Private follow-through wins delivery. Commit, deliver, report. Short case story. A mid-level product manager missed a major deadline. The client panicked. The team blamed dependencies. The manager did 3 things. First, she admitted the miss in the client call. Short, direct. Second, she stated the impact. Features delayed. 2 clients affected. Third, she proposed the fix. Rollback overnight. Patch by 48 hours. Daily status by 9 a.m. She assigned owners publicly. She followed up privately with the engineers every hour. She sent the daily report without prompting. The client's panic eased. The team stopped finger-pointing. Credibility returned in 3 days. Commit, deliver, report. That is not luck. It is protocol. It is discipline under pressure. You have a choice. Practical scripts. Use these templates and rehearse them. Template for internal error. Admit, we missed the target for X. Impact, this delays Y and increases cost by Z. Action, we correct with steps A, B, C. Owner, deadline. Template for customer-facing failure. Admit, we shipped a version with bug X. Impact, it affects Y% of users and causes Z errors. Action, we roll back tonight, patch by 48 hours, daily updates at 9 a.m. Template for personal error, leadership. Admit, I made the wrong call on X. Impact, it led to wasted time and confusion. Action, I will reverse course and lead the recovery. Full report Friday. Say them, record them, edit them down until they're sharp. Own it, fix it, move. Behavioral instructions you must act on now. Create a damage control kit. Keep 3 prepared templates on your phone. Use them immediately when problems arise. Assign a public owner and a private lead for every crisis. Public owner shows accountability. Private lead ensures execution. Use timelines with dates and times. By Friday is week. Use by Friday 1700. Commit, deliver, report. Say the first statement within the first hour of discovery. Silence kills trust. That's the key. The hard truth about apologies. Do not apologize to avoid action. Apologies are real paired with recovery. Fake apologies sound like excuses. Use the admit, impact, action template. Follow with work. That rebuilds trust faster than words. You have a choice. Handling pushback. People will accuse you of dramatizing. They will call your timelines aggressive. Fine, push on. If you underpromise and underdeliver, you lose credibility. If you overpromise and follow through, you gain leverage. Commit with caution. Commit with speed. Commit, then deliver, then report. Commit, deliver, report. Measure your recovery. Track 3 metrics for any incident. Time to first public statement, faster is better. Time to resolution, shorter is better. Stakeholder satisfaction after recovery, higher is better. If your numbers improve, you are practicing damage control well. That's the key. Mindset anchors. Remind yourself before any difficult conversation. I can't hide this. I will own it. I will act. Say it. Repeat it. You have a choice. Final drill. For the next month, pick one small failure and practice the full sequence. Admit, impact, action. Use I can't where needed. Offer alternatives. Set timelines with exact times. Follow up privately, then send the public report. Log the outcome. You learned how to walk into fire and leave with credibility. You learned to refuse without apology. You learned to convert error into a recovery plan. You built the habit of rapid ownership. You have a choice. Use it. You held ground. You preserved trust. Now, let silence work for you.
Chapter 5. Make silence your weapon. Listen, silence is a tool. Most people treat quiet like weakness. They are wrong. You have a choice. Fill every gap or let the gap work for you. Silence extracts truth. The paradox is simple. Talking fills space. Silence creates a vacuum. People rush to fill vacuums. They reveal priorities. They reveal concessions. They reveal fear. That's the key. You don't need their permission to use silence. You don't need to prove you are calm. Calm is shown, not explained. Start with the principle. Silence is not absence. It is a calibrated move. Use it strategically. Use it to force clarity from others. Use it to expose what they actually want. Use it to make negotiations show their cards. Silence extracts truth. When to stop talking? There are 3 critical moments. After an offer, during interruptions, in heated debate. Each moment has the same rule. Stop, wait, watch. After an offer, you say the price or term, then you shut your mouth. Hold your gaze, count 4 seconds in your head, long enough for discomfort, short enough for intent. Do not fill the silence with justification. Do not explain why you set the term. Let them speak first. In that pause, they will either accept, try to renegotiate, or reveal a hidden constraint. Silence extracts truth. Script for negotiations. Use this exact rhythm. We set the fee at X dollars. Pause. Hold gaze. Count 4. Them. Fills the gap. When they fill the gap, listen. Their first words will tell you the true friction. If they try to lowball, your response is precise. I hear that. Here's an alternate. X with a milestone payment Y. Pause again. Hold the quiet. Watch for concessions. No rambling, no growl, no over-explaining, no, and here's what I will do. During interruptions, people interrupt because they test you. They test for weakness. When interrupted, refuse the reflex to finish their sentence. Take 2 beats, repeat the last clear clause. Use the micropause as reset. Example, interrupter, cuts in. You, 2 beats. Let me finish. We decide the deliverable by Friday. Pause. They will either back off or double down. In either case, you have made the frame. Silence extracts truth. In heated debate, noise escalates noise. You lower the temperature with silence. Stop the shouting by stopping the talking. Breathe, 1 deep diaphragmatic breath. Then speak 1 short sentence. Pause, let it land. The room recenters. That's the key. Practical drills to build the habit. Practice these until they become reflex. Drill 1, the silent minute. Twice a day, choose 1 conversation. For 1 minute, refuse to fill gaps. Count silently. If someone interrupts, hold your silence for 2 extra seconds. Track results. Note concessions. Note who speaks next. Hold the quiet. Drill 2, the offer pause. In role play, make an offer. Then keep your mouth closed for 4 full seconds. Do this 10 times. Record the role play, play it back. Listen to what the other person revealed in the silence. Repeat the exercise until you feel the discomfort shrink. You have a choice. Drill 3, the meeting stop. At the first sign of noise in a meeting, say 1 sentence and close it. Example, we will decide X now. Pause. Hold the quiet. Watch the room reorganize. Silence extracts truth. Behavioral instructions. Use them now. Anchor the pause with posture. Sit tall. Drop your shoulders. Place both feet on the floor. Hands still. The body tells the room you mean the silence. You have a choice. Count silently. Use a 4 count for offers. Use a 2 count for interruptions. Timing makes silence intentional. That's the key. Use the gaze. Look at a person for the duration of the pause. The gaze anchors your authority. The silence becomes active. Silence extracts truth. Resist the urge to justify. When you explain, you lose weight. It's not about being polite. It's about disciplined containment. It's not about being liked. It's about results. It's not about being loud. It's about control. You don't need their permission. What you will extract from silence. Concessions. People will offer more to end the discomfort. Truth. Weak points show themselves in attempts to fill gaps. Priorities. The first thing someone says after silence is what they truly value. Clarity. The room will either align or separate. You will know who is with you. Common objections and fixes. I feel awkward. Good. Awkwardness is the sound of a new muscle forming. Keep going. The awkwardness reduces quickly. You have a choice. They think I'm rude. Let them. Rude is not the same as decisive. When you force clarity, you free the team from ambiguity. You don't need their permission to lead. People will take advantage. If they do, you will catch it in the silence. Use the pause to test sincerity. If they exploit it, respond with boundaries. We will not proceed without X. Say it. Pause. Watch the reaction. Commit. Deliver. Report. Tracking results. Measure the effect for 2 weeks. Count concessions in negotiations. More concessions equals better silence use. Record meeting time. Shorter meetings often follow disciplined silence. Note decision rates. More decisions mean less noise. That's the key. Case example. A sales lead negotiated with a stubborn buyer. He offered terms and then paused for 4 seconds. The buyer attempted to distract with a side detail. The lead stayed silent. The buyer then admitted budget flexibility. The lead closed terms that were 12% higher than expected. Silence extracted truth.
The lead did not charm, he did not cajole. He paused, he watched, he got what he needed. Mindset anchors. Repeat these sentences before any high-stakes interaction. You have a choice. Silence extracts truth. Stop, wait, watch. You don't need their permission. Final drill. For 7 days, perform the silent minute in at least one conversation each day. Log what you learned from the pause. Note one concession. Note one truth revealed. Adjust your approach. Hold the quiet. You practiced the weapon of silence. You learned to make others reveal what matters. You built a habit that turns noise into leverage. Hold the quiet. You held silence like a shield. Now, make every sentence you speak do work.
Chapter 6. Structure every sentence. Listen, words are not confetti. They have work to do. You have a choice. Scatter them or aim them. That's the key. The rule is simple. Every sentence must have one purpose, one function, one job. State, reason, action. State, reason, action. Repeat it until it becomes muscle. Why this matters? Ambiguous sentences create extra work. They create confusion. They create more meetings. They create follow-up emails. They drain time. That's the key. You don't need more charm. You need clearer sentences. It's not about being verbose. It's about discipline. It's not about impressing. It's about delivering. Meet the SRA formula. S means state. Say the decision or fact. R means reason. Give the short cause. A means action. Name the next move, the owner, the date. One sentence can hold two parts, but the best sentences hold only one purpose per line. One purpose per line. How to build a sentence that works. Start with the state. Then, if necessary, add reason. Then finish with action. Example. Before, messy. We probably should consider changing the KPI targets because marketing is concerned that current numbers don't reflect seasonality, so maybe we push the goal by a few points and revisit in a month if things improve. After, structured. State, adjust KPI target down 5%. Reason, marketing cites seasonality impact. Action, product, implement by May 1st. Report on May 15th. See the difference. The second version does the job. It reduces follow-ups. It forces ownership. It forces dates. One purpose per line. Practice these before you speak. Draft, then deliver. Draft, then deliver. Say it out loud. Edit until every sentence has a single purpose. Then say it again. You have a choice. Corporate example. A leader changed KPI measurement and stopped 2 days of back and forth. The problem was vague language. The fix was structural sentences. He sent one note with 3 SRA lines. No clarifying emails, no extra meetings. Decisions happened. Teams moved. Momentum returned. That's the key. Now the habit. Write first. Speak second. Draft your 1 to 3 sentence opening for every meeting. Make those sentences SRA. Keep them short. Read them once, then start the meeting. Draft, then deliver. Checklist before you speak. State. What is the fact or decision? Say it first. Reason. Why this matters in one clause. Optional if obvious. Action. Who does what, by when. Exact date and time. One purpose per line. Trim adverbs, hedges, and qualifiers. Remove maybe, I think, and possibly. Read it aloud. If it takes longer than 10 seconds, cut it. Drill time. These build speed and clarity. Drill 1. One sentence opener. For 1 week, start every meeting with one S line. Example. We prioritize feature A.
Pause, then add action if required. Draft, then deliver. Drill 2. 3-line memo. Convert a paragraph into 3 SRA lines. Do this daily for 3 days. Send the memo, track replies. You will get fewer questions. One purpose per line. Drill 3. Speaking edit. Record yourself saying a point. Play it back, mark the fluff. Rewrite into 1 SRA line. Re-record. Practice every day. Practice until the sentence lands like a hammer, not a feather. Real examples. Replace weak starters. Weak. I think we might need to look at our timelines again because some teams are busy and maybe we should push. Structured. State. Move timeline 2 weeks. Reason. Resource constraints. Action. PM. Implement by May end of day. Short wins. Language to eliminate now. Maybe. I guess. Probably. We should consider. These are permission phrases. They weaken decisions. You don't need their permission to set direction. Swap them for we will, do, deliver by 4. You have a choice. How to handle complexity. Break it down. If something is complicated, do not cram it into one long sentence. Split it into several SRA lines. Each line handles one subdecision, one purpose per line. Complexity demands structure, not verbosity. What to do when people resist? They will ask for context. Give 2 short sentences max. State, reason, then return to action. Close with a date. If they demand more, schedule a follow-up. Do not turn the meeting into an explanatory workshop. That's distraction. That's the key. Measuring impact. Track 3 metrics for 1 month. Number of follow-up clarification emails per decision. Fewer is better. Average meeting length. Shorter is better. Decision velocity. How many decisions reach action within 24 hours? More is better. If you see improvement, your sentences work. If not, tighten them. Repeat, draft, then deliver. Troubleshooting. Common failures and fixes. Problem. People still ask vague questions. Fix. Convert the question into SRA and speak it back. State. Your ask is X. Reason. We need context Y. Action. Provide doc by Tuesday. One purpose per line. Problem. You feel blunt. Fix. Tone is separate. Use clarity with empathy, but do not blur the sentence. You can be firm and human. It's not about cruelty. It's about discipline. Problem. You forget dates. Fix. Always include exact dates and times. Friday becomes Friday, May 7th, 1700. Specificity cuts ambiguity. That's the key. Mental anchors to repeat before speaking. You have a choice. State, reason, action. One purpose per line. You don't need their permission. Final practice. Before your next meeting, do this. Draft 2 SRA sentences. Read them aloud. Trim. Start the meeting with them. Pause. Let the sentences land. Close with the action line and a date. Then stop. Let others respond. You trained your speech into a decision engine. You turned sentences into outcomes. You removed noise. You created speed. You have a choice. Use it. You structured every sentence. You forced clarity. You made words do work. Now, translate that clarity into the future. Chapter 7. Frame the future. Speak in outcomes, not opinions. Listen, opinions start debates. Outcomes end them. You have a choice. Speak wishes or speak results. Outcomes, not opinions. That's the key. The shift is simple. Stop leading with I think. Start with here's what will happen. Language shapes reality. When you frame the future, you align action.
When you speak outcomes, people stop arguing about feelings and start working on facts. You don't need their permission to set the expected result. You have a choice. Why this matters? Opinions invite negotiation. Outcomes demand work. Opinions leave space for interpretation. Outcomes close it. If you want speed and alignment, trade commentary for forecasted results. It's not about being right, it's about being measurable. It's not about winning arguments, it's about producing results. That's the key. Meet the tool. Forecast, evidence, commit. Use this three-part statement every time you make a promise or set a direction. Forecast. State the outcome you expect. Short, specific, future tense. Evidence. Give the immediate reason or data that supports this forecast. One line. Commit. Name the owner and the deadline, exact date and time. Say it like this in real situations. Product launch example. Forecast. We will ship V2 to beta users on July 12th. Evidence. QA completed smoke tests and performance metrics hit 98% of target. Commit. Engineering. Finalize deploy checklist by July 10th, 10 a.m. Forecast. Evidence. Commit. Client promise example. Forecast. The integration will be live on September 1. Evidence. API contract signed and vendor is cleared. Commit. Ops. Execute rollout plan. Client update every morning at 0900. Forecast. Evidence. Commit. Those three lines replace speculation. They replace maybe talk. They replace hedges. They create alignment. Outcomes, not opinions. How to translate vague talk into measurable results. This is a skill you must practice. Meetings are full of fuzzy phrases. We should try to improve engagement. Let's look into that. Those phrases kill speed. Conversion exercise. 2 phrases. Do this in the meeting, now. Take 2 vague statements and convert them to outcomes. Example. Vague. We should improve onboarding. Convert. Forecast. Increase day 7 retention to 28%. Evidence. Current cohort shows 21% retention, and onboarding A/B test indicates 15% lift. Commit. Growth. Implement winning flow by June 20th. Report metrics June 27th. Vague. We need better reporting. Convert. Forecast. Weekly executive dashboard with live KPIs by Monday. Evidence. Current reports are manual and 2 days stale. Commit. Data team. Automate ETL and dashboard. First version Monday 0900. Make it measurable. Make it trackable. Make it accountable. Make it unavoidable. Make it outcomes, not opinions. Behavioral instructions you must do now. Replace I think with forecast. Train your mouth. Say it aloud 10 times. You have a choice. Prepare a 3-line forecast evidence commit for every major ask before a meeting. Draft, then deliver. When someone speaks vaguely, interrupt politely and convert. Ask, what outcome do we want? What evidence supports that? Who owns it and by when? Use the 3 prompts like a triage tool. Outcomes, not opinions. Daily drill. Spend 10 minutes each morning converting something fuzzy into a forecast. Pick 1 email, 1 meeting agenda item, 1 project note. Convert each into forecast, evidence, commit. Send or say the converted line. Track responses. Expect fewer clarifying questions. That's progress. Real-world impact. A product leader replaced weekly brainstorming with forecast statements. Decisions that used to take 2 meetings were made in 1. The team stopped rehashing priorities. Velocity increased. That is not magic. That is discipline. That's the key. Handling objections. Expect pushback. They won't like fixed dates. Then use staged commits. Forecast. We will complete phase 1 by X. Commit. If conditions change, we will notify by Y.
You still frame outcomes. You still hold accountability. You still move forward. You have a choice. They'll say it's too rigid. Rigid beats chaos. You can iterate deliberately. Forecasts are hypotheses with owners. If data changes, update the forecast, but start with outcomes. Outcomes, not opinions. Language traps to kill now. Maybe, we might, could be, I feel. Replace with forecast, because, we will. Repeat it until your team recognizes the pattern. You don't need their permission to set the North Star. You have a choice. Measurement. Track 3 simple metrics for 1 month. Decisions closed in first meeting. More is better. Number of follow-up clarifying emails per decision. Fewer is better. Progress against forecasted milestones. More alignment is better. If decisions close faster and follow-ups fall, your framing worked. That's the key. Click templates you can copy. Launch. Forecast. Launch X on date. Evidence. One-line data. Commit. Owner. Exact time. Budget. Forecast. Approved budget of X dollars. Evidence. ROI model shows Y% return with assumption Z. Commit. CFO. Sign by Friday 1700. Hiring. Forecast. Hire senior PM by August 1. Evidence. Current workload exceeds capacity by 30%. Commit. Talent. Shortlist by July 10th. Interview loop complete July 20th. Exercises for the team. Run a 15-minute conversion workshop. Present 3 ambiguous items. Each person converts 1 item into forecast, evidence, commit. Vote on clarity and feasibility. Pick 1 to act on immediately. This trains muscle memory. Outcomes, not opinions. Mindset anchors to repeat before meetings. You have a choice. Outcomes, not opinions. Forecast, evidence, commit. You don't need their permission to set the North Star. Final drill. For the next 7 days, every time you prepare for a meeting or write an update, use the forecast, evidence, commit format. Log 1 example each day. Note the change in responses. Expect friction. Expect results. Push through. You have a choice. You learn to frame the future. You learn to trade debate for delivery. You shaped language into leverage. Now go sharpen how you ask questions.
Chapter 8. Questions that Steer. Listen, questions are not curiosity exercises. They are levers. You have a choice. Ask to explore or ask to decide. 1 priority, 1 owner, 1 date. The power is counterintuitive. Good questions narrow. Bad questions widen. Wide questions create options. Options create delay. Delay kills momentum. That's the key. You don't need their permission to steer the room. You need the discipline to ask the right question. Start with the top 3 steering questions. Use them like a scalpel. What's 1 priority? Who owns it? When is it done? Say them aloud. 1 priority, 1 owner, 1 date. Repeat them until they become your habit. Why these 3? Because clarity is a triad. Focus, ownership, deadline. Focus without ownership is advice. Ownership without a deadline is hope. Deadline without focus is busy work. Put them together and you get action. That's the key. How to use the questions in practice. At the start of a discussion, frame the aim. We are here to decide X. What's 1 priority? Let silence follow. People will name their single priority. Lock it. Then ask, who owns it? Point and confirm. Then close. When is it done? Get an exact date and time. 1 priority, 1 owner, 1 date. The tactic: use leading questions to expose constraints. Leading questions do not manipulate, they reveal reality. They force specifics, they expose hidden blockers. Example: if we had the budget, would you hire 2 engineers or 1 senior? The answer shows true preference. Use it to separate noise from need. Ask to decide. Negotiation example where one question closed the deal. Situation: a vendor stalls on price. You pause, then ask one simple steering question. What's the one term you need to close today? The vendor named a smaller upfront payment and a longer payment schedule. You replied with a trade. We accept the payment schedule if you include priority support for 90 days. Pause. The vendor accepts. One question uncovered the lever. Ask to decide. Scripts you must memorize. They're short. Use them until they are reflex. Opening steer, meeting start. We will decide X. What's one priority? Pause. Who owns that? Point and confirm. When is it done? Exact date and time. Pause. Decide it now. Negotiation steer, price, time. You can either lower price or extend terms. Which one closes today? Pause. If price, what exact number? If terms, what schedule? Pause. Decide it now. Pushback steer, conflict. We have three options. Which single option moves us forward? Pause. Who will own that choice? Point. When will they report back? Exact time. Decide it now. The habit: make each meeting close with a question that creates ownership. Not a survey, not a brainstorming wish, a closure question. End every meeting with a closing question. Use a script. Repeat. Decide it now. Closing question scripts you can use today. Copy these. What's one priority coming out of this meeting? Pause. Who is the owner? Point. When will they deliver? Exact date and time. Pause. If anything blocks you, tell me within 24 hours. Pause. Decide it now. Behavioral instructions. Do these now. Start meetings with a steer question. Frame the goal, then ask the triad. One priority, one owner, one date. End meetings with the closing question script. If someone avoids answering, ask the triad again until you get a clear line. You have a choice. Use pause after each question. Let silence extract truth. Ask to decide. Point when assigning ownership. Pointing creates social accountability. It builds immediate clarity. You don't need their permission to assign responsibility. Drills to build the muscle. Practice daily. Drill 1. The one-question role play. Pair up. One person pitches a vague problem. The other asks only the triad. What's one priority? Who owns it? When is it done? Repeat 10 times. Swap roles. Track your speed. Track clarity. Drill 2. The negotiation question. Create 10 negotiation scenarios. For each, write one question that forces a decision. Practice short answers only. Record and refine. Ask to decide. Drill 3. The meeting close. For 1 week, close every meeting with the closing question script. Log the result. Expect improvement. Real-world examples. Use them to model your behavior. A product team debated features for 2 meetings. The PM asked the triad and forced a priority. They shipped a usable feature in 2 sprints. One priority, one owner, one date. A sales leader asked the negotiation steer question. The client revealed the real blocker, a signatory issue. They solved it and closed the deal in 48 hours. Ask to decide. Common mistakes and blunt fixes. Mistake: asking open-ended questions like thoughts. Fix: stop. Replace with the triad. One priority, one owner, one date. Mistake: letting people nominate committees. Fix: point to a single owner. Commit is a leader's job. You don't need their permission to make someone accountable. Mistake: accepting fuzzy dates. Fix: demand exact dates and times. By next week becomes by Friday 1700. Specificity spurs delivery. That's the key. How to handle resistance. They'll feel boxed in. Good. Clarity feels constraining at first. Constraints drive creativity.
people prefer clear direction to vague permission, you have a choice. They'll blame the owner later, then hold the owner accountable publicly, require status updates, use decide it now as a cultural standard. You teach accountability by enforcing it. Measurement. Track 3 metrics for 1 month. Decisions completed in the same meeting. More is better. Number of follow-up emails asking who owns this. Fewer is better. Percentage of deliverables met by the set date. Higher is better. If decisions increase and confusion decreases, your questions are steering successfully. That's the key. Mindset anchors to repeat before any conversation. You have a choice. 1 priority, 1 owner, 1 date. Ask to decide. You don't need their permission. Final drill. Use the triad for 7 days straight. In every meeting, negotiation, and status update, force 1 priority, name 1 owner, and set 1 date. Close with the exact question. Who owns this and when is it done? Pause. Wait for the answer. If you do this, you will change how people work. Decide it now. You trained your questions to steer outcomes. You turn talk into decisions. Now match the words to the body.
Chapter 9. Align words with presence. Listen. Authority is not just what you say, it is how you carry it. Presence amplifies words. You have a choice. Speak the line and shrink, or speak the line and stand with it. That's the key. You don't need their permission to take space. Presence is a decision. Presence is a discipline. The whole truth. Authority equals verbal plus nonverbal plus reputation. Say the sentence wrong and it can be fixed. Say the sentence strong and your body backs it up. Your posture, breath, gaze, and history do heavy lifting. Presence amplifies words. Start with the checklist. Use it before any important talk. Run it in 1 breath. It is short. Do it now. Presence checklist, 60 seconds. Feet, grounded. Stand or sit with weight centered. 2 feet on the floor, rooted. Spine aligned. Chest open. Shoulders back, not forced, natural length. Chin level. Eyes at the other person's eye line. No peering down, no looking up. Eye level. Breath steady. 1 deep diaphragmatic inhale. Exhale slow. Calm the voice. Hands still. 1 small gesture per sentence. Purposeful, not frantic. Voice anchored. Lower 1 notch from normal. Enunciate consonants. Pause more. Presence amplifies words. Why each item matters. Feet give balance. Without balance, your voice wobbles. Spine and chest open the resonance. Chin and eyeline control the power dynamic. Breath is the engine of calm. Hands signal intent. Voice ties it together. Stand steady. It's not about swagger, it's about stance. It's not about being loud, it's about clarity. It's not about bravado, it's about rehearsal. It's not about flaw, it's about discipline. You don't need their permission to hold the frame. Case examples. Learn from extremes. Courtroom. A confident lawyer says less and stands firmer. The judge leans in. The weaker lawyer talks longer and loses the thread. Presence overrules shaky logic because presence makes the claim feel credible. Stand steady. Boardroom. A CEO uses a calm breath and 1-line frames. The room quiets. People nod. Ideas that were marginal become funded. The leader didn't win the argument by better slides. The leader won because presence made the plan feel inevitable. Presence amplifies words. Sales pitch.
A salesperson drops pitch, slows, and smiles only once. The buyer senses control and buys. The same price, different stance, different result. Stand steady. Transferable tactics. Extract the parts you can use now. Use the opening stance. Enter the room with breath, chest, and a single sentence. Pause. Let it land. Presence amplifies words. Anchor gestures. Use one hand motion only when you state the action. Stop moving afterwards. Silence will do the rest. Keep eye level. When you look up or down, you concede ground. Eye level holds authority. Stand steady. Speak with consonants. Vowels give warmth. Consonants give sharpness. End sentences with clear consonants. They feel like decisions. The practice. Micro-simulations. These are 2-minute role plays. They are brutal and effective. Do them daily. Do them with a partner. Do them alone in the mirror. Micro-simulation structure. 2 minutes each. Warm-up. 20 seconds. Feet, breath, chin, anchor word, now. Round 1, 30 seconds. Deliver one SRA sentence standing perfectly still. Record. Round 2, 30 seconds. Same sentence, add one deliberate gesture on the action clause. Record. Round 3, 30 seconds. Increase difficulty. Add an interruption. Hold your stance and repeat the sentence. Review, 10 seconds. Listen back. Mark one thing to fix. Repeat. Progressive difficulty. Start with no interruptions. Then add a friendly interruption. Then add a hostile interruption. Then add stage noise. Each step trains you to match stance to sentence. Match stance to sentence. Practical scripts to rehearse. Memorize and drill them. Opening line for meetings. We will decide X today. Feet, breath, eye level, pause. Stand steady. Boundary line for interruptions. Let me finish. Short inhale, one steady hand, pause. Presence amplifies words. Closure line for decisions. Owner, name. Deadline, exact time. Point, pause, lock eye. Match stance to sentence. Behavioral instructions. Do these now. Daily 5-minute presence ritual. Feet grounding, 2 deep diaphragmatic breaths, 1 anchor word, and 3 rehearsed lines. Do it before any call. You have a choice. Record and review. Once per day, record a 60-second script. Listen. Fix one small thing. Repeat. That's the key. Use posture cues. Keep a sticky note on your monitor. Stand steady. It triggers the muscle. Measuring presence. Track 3 signals for 2 weeks. Number of interruptions you receive in meetings. Fewer is better. How often people follow your first sentence with action. More is better. Tone of feedback afterward. If people report clarity, you improved. Common mistakes and blunt fixes. Mistake. You overdo gestures and look theatrical. Fix. Reduce. One motion every 10 to 20 seconds. More stillness. Stand steady. Mistake. You drop your chin when nervous. Fix. Tape a note at eye level. Chin up. Practice in the mirror. Presence amplifies words. Mistake. You speak too fast to cover the shake. Fix. Slow down. Breathe. Pause. Match stance to sentence. How to handle performance anxiety. It will come. Use the ritual. Breathe. Anchor the word. Repeat. You have a choice. Choose presence over panic. Say it silently. You don't need their permission to feel steady. Team training. Make presence a small group habit. Run weekly 2-minute simulations in team syncs. Each person does one opening line and receives 2 pieces of feedback, stance and sentence. Use video reviews. Keep it short. Focus on one improvement per person. Celebrate visible shifts. Reward clarity. Presence amplifies words. Mindset anchors to repeat before any high-stakes moment. You have a choice. Presence amplifies words. Stand steady. You don't need their permission to feel steady. Final drill. For 7 days, perform 3 micro-simulations daily. 1 in the morning, 1 before a call, 1 before bed. Record each. Pick one tweak, apply it the next day. You trained your body to carry your words. You learned how posture, breath, gaze, and history combine to make speech land. You matched stance to sentence. You stood steady. Now make that voice permanent. Scale the practice into a ritual.
Chapter 10. Scale the voice. Use rituals to make leadership automatic. Leadership is not a mood. It is not a personality. It is not talent. It is repetition. You don't rise to the level of your intention. You fall to the level of your ritual. That's the key. If you only speak like a leader when you feel ready, you will lose the room half the time. But if you build rituals that prime your voice, your tone, your clarity, leadership becomes automatic. You have a choice. Hope you sound strong or prepare to sound strong. Ritual first, words follow. The plan: prime the voice before the world hears it. You don't need their permission to prepare, and you don't need an hour. You need structure. Design 2 rituals: morning ritual to set your baseline, pre-meeting ritual to sharpen your edge. Ritual first, words follow. The morning voice ritual, 5 minutes total. Minute 1, breath anchor. Stand, feet grounded. Inhale through the nose for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Do it 5 times. Lower your nervous system. Lower your pitch. Minute 2, vocal warm-up. Hum gently. Then read 1 paragraph out loud. Drop your pitch 1 notch. Slow your cadence by 10%. Over-articulate consonants. Lower, slower, clear. Minute 3, the 30-second mantra. Say this out loud. I speak clearly. I decide quickly. I don't ramble. I don't apologize for clarity. My words move people. Say it slowly. Say it steady. Mean it. Minute 4, 1-sentence leadership frame. Craft 1 sentence that defines your day. Example: today I will close 2 decisions and remove confusion. Not 10 goals, 1 sentence. Minute 5, silence. Stand still for 30 seconds. Say nothing. Hold the quiet. Ritual first, words follow. Now the second layer, the pre-meeting ritual, 90 seconds. Before any important conversation, do this. Step 1, write your opening sentence, 1 sentence only. We are here to decide X. Step 2, identify the action, the owner, and the deadline. Say it in your head once. Step 3, 1 breath. Drop your pitch, slow your pace. Step 4, repeat silently, you have a choice. Choose leadership. Then walk in. Ritual first, words follow. It's not about confidence, it's about conditioning. It's not about charisma, it's about consistency. It's not about flaw, it's about discipline. If you ritualize your voice, you stabilize your authority. Now we scale it. The system: measure what your voice produces. If you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. Strong speech produces visible results. Measure, adjust, repeat. Track 3 data points every week.
Data point 1. Interruptions. How many times are you cut off in meetings? If the number is high, your presence or structure is weak. Adjust pace. Adjust clarity. Data point 2. Decisions made. Count how many meetings end with a clear decision, owner, and deadline. If meetings end with "will revisit," your framing is soft. Data point 3. Follow-through rate. Of the decisions made, how many were executed on time? If follow-through is low, your commands lack precision. Measure, adjust, repeat. Here's how you iterate language using metrics. If interruptions increase, slow down 10% more. Add micro-pauses, anchor statements. If decisions decrease, open meetings with outcome language. By the end of this meeting, we will decide X. If follow-through drops, tighten deadlines. Replace soon with Friday 3 p.m. Measure, adjust, repeat. You have a choice. Blame the team or refine your voice. That's the key. Leadership language is a system. Systems scale. Emotions don't. Run this 30-day experiment. Week 1, focus on tone and pacing. Week 2, focus on structure and brevity. Week 3, focus on silence and questions. Week 4, focus on decisive closings. At the end of 30 days, review your metrics. You will see the shift. Interruptions drop. Decisions rise. Execution tightens. Your voice will stop being noise. It will become infrastructure. Measure, adjust, repeat. Now the final level, the legacy. Multiply leadership through others. Real leaders don't just talk well, they elevate the room. Teach to talk. If your team speaks weakly, your culture weakens. If your managers ramble, your company drifts. You must coach voice the same way you coach performance. Here is the 5-minute weekly voice coaching template. Use it every week in team meetings. Minute 1. One-line clarity drill. Each team member states their top priority in one sentence. No rambling, no filler. You correct gently. Minute 2. Ownership drill. Ask, who owns it? When is it done? Force precision. Minute 3. Tone feedback. Pick one person, replay their sentence, give one improvement. Slower pace, stronger ending, clearer action. Minute 4. Silent pause drill. Have someone make a statement, then hold 4 seconds of silence after it. Train comfort with stillness. Minute 5. Close with commitment. Each person ends with, I will deliver X by Y. Teach to talk. This is how culture shifts, not through slogans, through speech discipline. It's not about personality, it's about practice. It's not about dominance, it's about direction. You don't need their permission to raise the standard. When you teach others to speak clearly, you multiply authority across the system. Teach to talk. And remember this, your voice is not just sound, it is signal. It tells people whether to hesitate or move. You have trained the signal. You learned to say less and mean more. You mastered tone. You owned mistakes. You weaponized silence. You structured every sentence. You framed outcomes. You steered with questions. You aligned presence with words. Now you ritualize it. Now you measure it. Now you teach it. This is how leadership becomes automatic. Ritual first, words follow. Measure, adjust, repeat. Teach to talk. You have a choice. Continue speaking like everyone else, or speak like someone people follow. That's the key. Now go design your ritual, run your metrics, coach your team. And when you walk into your next room, lower your pitch, slow your pace, and decide the outcome before you speak. Because leaders don't wait for authority, they sound like it. This is the engine, Pause before you speak, cut the fat, lower your pitch, hold your silence, and always end with an outcome. Leadership isn't mystery, it's discipline. Practice the routines. Pause, state, commit. Practice the tools. 3-word commands, SRA sentences, steering questions. Build the rituals. Warm up, 1-sentence openings, measure the results. Start today. Say less, mean more, and make people act. Your challenge: for the next 7 days, use 1 chapter technique every day and log the result. If you do that, the next conversation you have will not be the same. If it isn't, you failed to practice. Act now. Like the video, subscribe to Mindshift audiobooks, and do the work.